We're back with the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC. The show is brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us. Also, Poplar, Bluff Drywall, and Fearless Social. Remember, check out our website at www.screenteampb.com for past reviews and links to our Facebook and Twitter and YouTube pages. screenteampb.com. All right, we promised to do better this segment. We'll see if we can if we can do that. Our next film is Dracula Untold. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this or not, but Universal Studios has decided to not redo, but kind of reimagine their monster movies. So they're going to be redoing Dracula, redoing The Mummy, redoing Frankenstein, redoing Wolfman. So,
are they going to be reimagining them completely, or are they redoing the old movies into new movies based on the same plots, characters, and
are they going to change the legend of the monster? Or are they going, because that's what happened in this one.
Right. I think they're making more updated versions of these classic monster movies.
Well, there's different legends that go with every monster. Mm-hmm. Because if you look up vampires, you get Egypt has its own legend, and you've got different countries have their own version of it. So
which one was this one?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, it's set in Bulgaria, Romania, because it talks about that he's in Transylvania and his castle and all that kind of stuff. But there's, they can take from any legend throughout the world and make it just, it's Hollywood. They can do what they want.
And that's true. And what it says here on Wikipedia, it says, rather than focus on Irish novelist Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula, the film creates an origin story for its title character, Count Dracula, by reimagining the story of Vlad the Impaler. Mm-hmm. And that's what basically they did. So it's kind of a reimagining of the classic story. So, Dracula Untold. Are we fans of this movie? Laura, we'll start with you.
I didn't hate it. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, I guess, vampire movie.
Do you have one?
No, it's not Twilight. If that's what you're looking at me crazy for. I don't know. I like the supernatural movies, vampires, werewolves, I love the show Supernatural. It's terrible acting and terrible CGI, but the stories behind it fascinates me.
Yeah.
So, things that go bump in the night, I don't believe in most of the things that they're on there, but it's always that, I live in the country, come home from watching a movie like that at Chris and Sabrina's house, and and you go up on your deck and you hear some critter. Yes. And, it's just that unknown thing. Because, I mean, you can't... I won't say that I believe in the things, but, I mean, you really can't prove it otherwise either. So you don't know what's out there.
That's true. That's true. I found this movie to be very, very boring. Kind of like Winter's Tale and kind of like Insurgent coming up.
It's not real history, but it's almost like you're watching something on the History Channel about
a documentary.
Yeah. It almost. I mean, it's there's more action than that. It's not just all like supposedly fact or whatever, but it's, I don't know.
Well, the basic plot of this story is you have Vlad. And he's got a family. He's got like a son. He's got like a wife. And apparently there's another king or another monarchy who wants to take his son from him for some particular reason. And Vlad has decided that that's not going to happen. So
they're subservient to this other country and always have been. They give him offerings or whatever every year.
And one of the offerings would be his son, right?
Yes, because he used to serve the father of this guy when he was the Impaler. So he killed all these people to help this guy conquer all these countries. Right. And now, and up until that time, like Vlad himself was put into servitude as a soldier for the father of the king that is now over him now. But he had to become this child soldier, and like became this murderous impaler, got this horrible reputation for killing thousands and thousands of men. And then he settled down, became a father, a family man. And now this king comes in and what they've given hasn't been enough for him. So now he wants all the boys to come serve in his army again.
Yeah.
And the Vlad is like, no, because he knows what he went through, so he won't sacrifice his son even for his whole kingdom.
Right. So he knows after doing that he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So he goes to this, I guess, like cave of a mystical creature that he knows can help him in some particular way, right?
He stumbles onto the thing on accident. He's hunting what he thinks is mercenaries or soldiers from this kingdom that they're beneath or whatever, and goes into this cave. Well, he kind of fights the thing in the cave, and it doesn't kill him. But nothing in that cave ever comes out alive. Well, he does.
Yeah.
So he goes back because he knows there's something there, and he wants, I guess, the power of whatever it is.
Right. So he makes a deal with the devil to
basically,
basically saying, if you give me your power, basically says, I need your power, and the creature says, okay, you can have the power, but if you feast on anybody, then you're going to become like me for the rest of your days, and that's how he becomes Dracula, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, the powers gave him this unquenchable thirst for blood.
Yes, but they gave him all
his rule was
strength and
go against the thirst, do what you got to do with the power of the unleashed power.
Yeah.
But don't feed, and he succumbed.
And to me, that was the most exciting part of the movie. That scene with him in the creature in the cave. The rest of the movie, to me, was very boring and very plain, and not very scary or even creepy at all. To me, that to me was the pinnacle scene and the best part of the movie. Laura, would you agree with that?
Well, we like different kinds of movies. I liked the. I mean, it wasn't really in detail, but I kind of liked the story between him and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he loves her so much. I mean, she dies. Like, he tries to save her and she dies, but she tells him he doesn't want to become this creature, but she tells him she wants him to feed off her so he doesn't die. It's because he has to save their son, and there's no way he's going to be able to do it if he dies.
Right.
And so he feeds from her, and then lives and saves their son, and then at the end of the movie, like, comes to modern times, and like they're both, I don't know, it's like she's like, I guess, reincarnated or whatever, and he meets her all over again. So it's like they go through their life, because he tells her like the classic, nothing's ever going to separate us or whatever, and well, the creature or whatever is taking a new form. And it's like he plans for them to get together and for it to happen all over again. So it's almost like they're going to have another movie, but doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I don't know how well this thing did in the box office. Well, you know what? It did pretty well. So you're probably going to see another movie. It budgeted at $70 million, made around $215 in the box office.
I think that was just out of curiosity.
So, yeah. I mean...
because I wanted to see this movie really badly, but then not even the teasers or trailers convinced me to go to the movies to see it.
Yeah, I agree. Like when they said they were going to, redo the monster movies, like the original Universal monster movies, I was excited. I was like, okay, cool, because even though those movies have their faults, sometimes they're a little bit boring or outdated and stuff, they still have a cool romance about them. They got the cool monster makeup on them and stuff like that. And this movie was just very boring to me and not interesting and not even scary besides that one scene,
So was I Frankenstein, their version of the newly redone, or?
That's a good question. I don't know if Universal. I don't know if Universal did that one or not.
Because that was a weird version of Frankenstein.
That was very strange too.
Yeah.
It's almost too far-fetched, given that any of these movies are too far-fetched. I almost wonder, like, did our grandparents think that the movies we call corny, did they think they were too far-fetched to be scary? Or I don't think so. They're classics for a reason.
I don't think I, Frankenstein was Universal. It says it was put out by Lionsgate.
Okay.
So,
I was just curious because I knew that was a very different version of the story. So
we'll probably see another Frankenstein and Mummy and other stuff come out in the future. Hopefully those will be a little bit better. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to review Insurgent. That's next on today's Talk 930 KWO.